check and see. Okay, good evening, everyone. How are you? You can unmute. I mean, I would like some interaction in this class. So please unmute your phones. Hello, Apostle. Thanks for coming in.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine.
Great.
I'm fine. Okay. Is Rose around? Is Rose in? She's not in yet. Okay, well, listen, I want to really welcome you to this, class. I've been told basically that I'm going to be speaking to lots and lots of business women who in Kenya. So hello to all of those of you in Kenya. How are you doing? It is very hot here at the moment in London. Can you all hear me? Can we have some interaction, please?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. What about those in Kenya? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Jackie.
Hello.
Jackie?
Hi, Lillian. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I can hear you very clearly.
Okay, and everyone else? Okay, Walter, Patricia, thank you so much. I count it an honor. I just really wanted to say hello to Rose if she's not here, but I wanted to thank her for inviting me to speak to the business women in this forum. You know, I've been asked to speak to you about resetting your business model for purposeful growth. And I know literally all of you in this group or on this forum are business women. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, you're all business women. Okay, so I just really want to thank you so much. It's actually 5 p.m. here, so I know it's about, I think about 7 p.m. in Kenya. Kenya is a beautiful place. It's somewhere that I would like to come myself. I am looking forward to it. I know there are quite a lot of women in the group. I think Rose told me that there are about 400 women in the group. So, I'm hoping that at least we can get half of you coming in. I know what it can be like at 7 p.m., obviously, organizing dinner and everything else. But let's hope we can get quite a few of you in the group. I'm trying to make sure that people come in because I don't want anyone to miss my my lecture. So I'm hoping that I'm going to leave it another 5 minutes and see if other people come in. It wouldn't be nice coming in the middle of a lecture. So I'm going to leave it for another 5 minutes and see what happens. Okay. And while you're coming in, I'm going to obviously do some housekeeping rules. I'm sure all of you have used Zoom before. Zoom is very user-friendly. I like Zoom. Okay, there are many platforms or many social media or virtual or webinar platforms that I use, but Zoom is the most user-friendly and it's so easy to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the housekeeping. Like I said, I like engaging. Okay. Can you please mute your phone on entry. Oh, hello, Rose, you're here. Please mute your phone on entry so that we don't get any feedback in your background. Okay. Now, as I'm sure most of you know, if you have different types of tools on Zoom that you can use to interact. Okay. There are different. Right. I'm going to see if I can mute some people. Can I make sure that you're all muted? Because I can feel an echo. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see.
I've switched on the fan.
Can you please mute your phones, please, on entry? I should have done this from the beginning. Okay, right. I think we're going to start now. Okay, so just basically to let you know, there are a few tools that you can use on Zoom to engage with me. Most of you would know, I'm sure, would know the chat. Okay, so if you have any questions, please leave your questions to the end of the session. That way we can answer all the questions, okay, at once. So that, because I know I've got a 2-hour slot and I would like to be able to use it very well. So, you know, when I finish, then we can start asking questions, okay? Also, you can interact with me by, you have different tools. You have the reaction tools, the clapping hands or the thumbs up, and that's about it, really. This recording, this workshop is recorded. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to give it to Rose, who will now disseminate it to all of you, really. Okay. Now it's amazing that I'm able to actually speak to businesswomen of this magnitude, you know, because obviously, you know, speaking to businesswomen in another country, it's nice to know exactly what's happening and how you do business in your way. The title of my workshop is called Resetting Your Business Model for Purposeful Growth. Resetting your business model for purposeful growth. And, you know, the reason why I thought to be able to introduce this topic was because, as you know, we're still in a lockdown. I think some of you in Kenya, or all of you in Kenya, are still in a lockdown, you know, and I want to be able to say that back in January, I had a dream, and the dream, and you know, I don't know if any of you dream, but in January I had a profound dream, and in the dream I was actually in an airplane. I was on the runway of the airplane, and there are many dignitaries in the airplane. I was talking to someone, and we were about to take off. And as we were about to take off, I was just talking to perhaps maybe the person sitting next to me. But then after a while, I looked around and I realized that, well, we're not taking off. What's going on? We're still on the runway. And so my eyes now went to the ticket board. There was a ticket board, and I was seeing like the tickets, the gate boards. You know, like you have to go to the gate board to know what gate you have to go onto your flight or connect with your flight. Anyway, the gates board was rolling up and down. It was rolling up and down as if basically, you know, a new set of gates were coming out. And as soon as I saw those new sets of gates, I didn't see them, but they were just rolling up and down, up and down, up and down. And eventually I heard the word reset, reset, reset. So I started to look into that. This was in January, started to look into the meaning of reset. Reset means recharge, recalibrate, okay? It's recharge, recalibrate. For example, if you are, you know, imagine you're actually using a computer, and literally the computer is going through so many ups and downs. You know, sometimes you want to click here, it doesn't allow you to click. You want to click there, you want to go into this onto this application, or you want to go into Windows, and all of a sudden things are not working the way it needs to work. So what happens is that what you do is you have to put it off to reboot the computer. When you reboot the computer, then when you put it back on again, when the computer is completely rebooted and you put it back on again, what happens? It now begins to work fine. And in fact, sometimes a reboot or a reset will make even the computer work faster. You know, it will work faster, it will begin to charge, and, you know, so this is what I meant by reset. And, you know, I realized that, you know, when we went into lockdown, it was a time for us to really, really prepare what we're doing in lockdown, so that after lockdown, we'll be able to reset. Things are resetted during lockdown. And so after lockdown, you're able to now move with precision, move with vision, move with determination, move with all of those things. So that was the whole idea. And that was why I thought, okay, let me call it Resetting Your Business Model for purposeful growth, because this is a time in this period right now that everything you're doing must be purposeful, okay? It's not just having a business for the sake of having a business, but everything you're doing must be purposeful. There must be a purpose behind what you're doing. There must be a story. There must be an understanding. There must be a reason why you're doing what you're doing, you know? And if you're just doing it for the sake of just doing business, then the thing is that it may not necessarily go so far. So the resetting in this time and in this period is basically for you to now know, what is the purpose of my business? What is the purpose of why I'm doing what I'm doing, okay? Each and every one of us has a purpose. And each and every one of us has a calling to be able to, if your calling is business, that's wonderful, because right now we need many people in the marketplace who can be able to be of significance in this time and in this period. So I really take my hats off to you, first of all, for starting your business, okay? I take my hats off to you for doing that. But secondly, I also say to you, congratulations, and let's see how far you can go, move forward, okay? And you know, I know you'll be able to move forward beyond where you are, okay? So in order to go ahead, I want to tell you a bit about myself, okay? I'm basically a lecturer. I lecture at a university called Sussex University in Sussex. Please mute your phones when you come in so that we don't have any feedback, okay? So I lecture at a university called Sussex University. I lecture basically business studies. Sorry, I'm just going a bit too far. I lecture business studies, also career development, and then I also teach at a college. And when I teach at the college, I teach English for adult women. You know, they're women who basically didn't go to school when they were young. So I teach English to these women and how to read and write. But I also have written programs called the mentoring. I teach a program on mentoring, how to mentor other people. So introduction to mentoring, level 1. And then also I teach mentoring level 2. So any of you who are interested in mentoring, that will be a great thing, okay? So I lecture those things. I also write a lot of programs. I also write quite a few programs, and it's quite good because during this period of lockdown, the vice principal to the college had approached me to write some programs, which I've now started delivering in the college, online, of course. I'm also an author. I have 3 books out. Basically, these books are on Amazon. The first book was given to me, as you know, I'm a Christian, so the book was given to me by the Holy Spirit to write, and it was called The Widow's Jar of Oil. And it was very much about the widow and the fact that her husband was no longer anymore, and she had this huge bill to pay, but it was a matter of how was she going to do it? How was she going to pay this bill? And to find out that she had to obviously go into lockdown herself. She went into lockdown, and then going into lockdown, she was able to now strategize what she needed to do to move forward. And then we see where she goes into the marketplace. She goes into the marketplace. I'm gonna mute your phones as you come in because there's a lot of feedback coming in as you come in. So she went into the marketplace to be able to sell her jars of oil, but she needed to be in lockdown to strategize. Okay, strategy is one of the main things that you need as business people, strategy. And so she was able to strategize to be able to now sell those jars of oils in the marketplace. Okay. All right. Can I ask you to please mute your phones when you come in? Please mute your phones. I've written that. I've also written a book about being single to be married. And I've also written a book about your talent being your wealth, okay? Everyone has a talent. It's actually identifying what your talent is, and that brings you into your wealthy place, okay? All right. So I'm also a prophetic mentor. I operate in the office of a mentor. I operate in the office of a prophet. Can you please mute your phones, please? Thank you very much. Please mute your phones. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'm also a prophetic mentor. Okay, I operate in the office of a prophet. And basically, what a prophets do basically is that they direct people into their purpose. Okay, they build them up. Well, what they do is they kind of remove all the what do I call it? They remove all the naughtiness, remove all the ugliness in their hearts, and send them back to God so that God can now begin to direct them into their purpose. Okay, I've mentored many women. I'm also a midwife, as in a spiritual midwife, which means that I help people to birth their ministries, birth that which is within them. Many of the women, I'm gonna say this again. Okay, many of the women that I know are actually carrying the answer in their womb. I love that. You know, I heard that over the weekend. So many of the women, and most of you who have birthed your businesses, you've been carrying the answer in your womb, and now you're birthed it. So I'm also a prophetic midwife. I also manage Jacqueline Annie International. It's an organization that I set up. The seed of that, the idea of that organization has been in my heart for a very long time. And now it's actually operational. Okay, Jacqueline Annie International, and that's at www.jacquelineannieinternational.org. When you go there, you can see all the things that I do. I'm also a program director for the mentoring group of the Mentoring Academy. Okay, and the Mentoring Academy is where I deliver a lot of the courses online. We have courses on the leadership mentoring for purpose program. We have the Deborah School of Prophets. We also, can you please mute your phones, please? We also have the Deborah School of Prophets. We have there's quite a lot of, we also have the coaching and mentoring course. So I do a lot of that. And then I'm the founder of the Mentoring Group for International Women. It's a group, it's a virtual group that I started about 2 years ago. It's basically on Facebook. We have it on Facebook, on Instagram, but the actual group itself is on Facebook. We have a Like Us page, the Mentoring Group for International Women, and we also have the group as well. And a lot of the women are from all over the world, okay? We have women from South Africa, women from Kenya, women from Nigeria, women from America, women from the Philippines, and a lot of it is about mentoring them to pursue, overtake, and recover all that has been stolen from them. And finally, I'm the editorial chief of the Women Empowering Women magazine. If you don't know about the Women Empowering Women magazine, I've actually posted it on the WhatsApp group. You know, there's a lot of information in there, and I'm also looking to feature some of the women in the Moms in Business in the magazine. It would be nice to feature some of you. And you know, this thing, you know, what I want to say basically is that the world now, because of virtual technology, the world has become so small. Do you understand? Look at me, I'm in London, and I'm now speaking to you guys in Kenya. The world has become so small. It's amazing how technology makes the world so small. So, you know, it would be nice one day for me to come into Kenya to really, really meet each and every one of you. It'd be wonderful. Okay, shall we move on? Okay, so restarting your business. So let's look at resetting for growth, okay? So, you know, at the end of the day, I told you about the dream that I had. And this dream I know was a very profound dream, because even after the dream, there are quite a lot of people I heard was talking about resetting. There's this thing about resetting at the moment, okay? And so, you know, God basically at this point in time is resetting each and every one of us to be able to fulfill the things that he's put in our hearts, okay? This is the time, ladies. This is the time that you need to run with what you have in your hands. And I'm so happy that I'm speaking to a group of women who started their business obviously before lockdown, but this is the time that it is the time to run. This is no longer about practice, okay? You're not practicing anything any longer. After lockdown, it's time for you to hit the ground running. Do you understand me? After lockdown, it is time for you to now be business minded, be serious about your business and hit the ground running. Make sure you run with all gusto. It's not about, you know, doing a, what's the word I'm looking for? Doing a dress rehearsal. You know, we're no longer in a dress rehearsal. This is about the real thing now. This is the time for women basically at this time to now rise up and do what they have been given to do, and stop depending on other people to give you money. Stop depending on men to give you money. Stop depending. You know how to, every one of us have got something inside of us to birth, okay? So, so what is this resetting for growth? Now, the first one is more women needed to build in business. There is a need for women to be financially and economically viable. Do we all agree about that? We need to be financially and economically viable. Why? Because many of us have assignments on this earth. Many of us have been called to birth something, and we need the money to be able to be able to steward what we've been birthed, what we're birthing, what we're carrying. Okay, many of us, you know, I was in ministry for 8 years. I was in full-time ministry, and I know now that the time that I was in ministry was really for me to learn a lot of things. It wasn't for me to make money, because to be honest, you being in ministry is not about making money. Ministry is about providing a service. Ministry is about really providing a service, and anyone who thinks that ministry is about making money, then they don't really know basically what the kingdom is all about. But ministry is all about providing a service. It's very much humanitarian. But each and every one of us has got an opportunity to also make money. Okay, we all have the ability, because you've got to be able to finance your whatever it is you're given. Finance your humanity. Even if you're not a Christian, some of you have got humanitarian needs. You want to be able to help people, you know, feed the hungry, dress those who don't have any clothes, you know, and you need the money to do it. You need the money to do it, you know. So this is the time, ladies. This is a time when we're called to be financially and economically viable, okay? No one's gonna give you money just by, you know, and even still, if you look at it, you know, I'm gonna refer to sometimes the Bible because, you know, I'm a Christian and I normally get my inspiration from there, okay? So, for example, if you look at those who obviously understand, when God brought the Israelites out of Egypt, you know, he provided for them. But when they went into the promised land, everything they needed was in the promised land. Everything they needed, their provision was already there. You know, their provision was already there. So more women are needed to build in business. There is a need for women to be financially and economically viable at this time. And also, you have children. You have a generation that you're building. You have a generation that you're building, and you need to be able to provide for your children. You know, the next thing is women using their gifts and skills to build their business and create streams of income. All right, you know, sometimes I say you don't need money to start your business, because if your business is based on your gifting and your skills, you already have that knowledge. You already have that know-how, okay? You know, you only need money to upskill. You need money to diversify. But when it comes to setting up or starting something of value, you don't need money. What you need is your skills. You need the right kind of connections, and you start to go. So this is a time basically where even from your business, you should know how to make streams of income, not just one part, you know, but making income from different avenues. All right, making income from different kinds of avenues. You know, for example, I have my books, I teach, but I also deliver programs online, you know, so you need to be able to make streams of income from different avenues. Okay, the next thing is the structure of your business must be built on the future and not on the familiar, okay? So in this time of resetting for growth, yeah, your structure of the business must be built on the future, not on the familiar. What is the familiar? The familiar is when you actually see, for example, you know, a woman will have a hairdresser in one section, and then basically on that same street you have 10 other hairdressers. It's so familiar. What is going to make you step out or look different from those women who basically have the same hairdressing industry? Okay, so what is your structure of the business? What is it built on? What does it look like? Okay, I want you to make a note of that. What does the structure of my business look like? What does the structure of my business look like? Okay, so what does the structure of my business look like? The next thing is you have to identify the areas in your business for organic growth. What do I mean by that? Okay, there's no point in setting up another part of business or another area in the business if there is no need. you know, how I started the mentoring group. I'll give you an example with the mentoring group for international women, which is an organization. Okay, the mentoring group for international women was basically something I set up online, and it was basically for me to mentor women. Okay, but then there was a need for other things. There was a need for women to communicate, because this was a virtual organization. You have people from South Africa, people from Nigeria, people from America, people from England, who all came in. So how do we communicate? How do we actually begin to connect with each other? How do we love on each other? How do we learn from each other? Because mentoring is all about learning from the skills, from the experiences of your life, okay? So how do we learn? So I saw there was a need for us to set up different chat rooms in the group. So we set up different chat rooms. We set up chat rooms for testimonies, chat rooms for airing. For example, if you want to air something and let it go, we set up a chat room for that. We set up chat room for prayer. We set up chat room for reading and worship. We set up different chat rooms, okay? So there was a need for that, all right? And then the next thing we set up was people started to dream. When the women come in the program, into the group, there was a dream, because I have the prophetic anointing upon me. Then anyone who comes into the group now begins to dream. So I feel like the Lord actually draws these women who have an ability to prophesy and to be prophetic. And so we set up a dream room, because people needed to learn how to interpret their dreams. So there needs to be organic growth. Is there organic growth? Is there a need for you to diversify? Is there a need for you to go into another area of your business? It's not something that you just start up for the sake of starting up. Okay, but there must be a need for that. Okay, and that's why I call it identify the areas in your business for organic growth. Okay, and the next thing is in this resetting for growth. Okay, because first of all, you know, look at it here. You start your business, and then sometimes you have to understand the dynamics of your business. Your business becomes an organization. Your business becomes a different entity from you, okay? It becomes a different entity. So it's like you having to understand what is this business all about? How does it begin to flow? How does it begin to grow, okay? So what systems are you building your business in? Okay, what are the systems? I call them structures as well, but what kind of systems do you have in your business structure? Even if it's a small business, there is a need for you in this time of lockdown, okay, to start thinking about the systems of your business. All right. So what do I mean by systems? For example, you know, for example, let me give you an example of how okay, so let's look at the publishing, you know, the publishing the magazine. What happens is that I have to send out letters to all my contributors, and then the contributors, and I give them dates for when those articles should come in. And what happens is that they now know the dates that they come in. When they come in, I now connect to the lady, my assistant editor, who now puts the magazine together. There are systems that you have to put in place so that your business begins to work like its own life. There are systems. If you don't put systems in place, there's going to be confusion. Okay, you're going to have confusion. The next thing is you must have a purpose for your business, or else it won't survive. All right. Without purpose, the Bible says, without purpose, the people perish. You know, you need to have a purpose. What is the purpose for your business? Is it the reason? Is there a story behind it? What's the story? Why have you set it up? Because when you understand the story behind your business, you'll be able to now, whatever happens, no matter what happens, no matter what happens in the business, you will continue to build. Even if you have challenges, you're going to find ways to overcome those challenges. Why? Because you have a purpose. And you know, many of you should know that purpose is not easy, okay? Purpose is not easy. Purpose is not easy. You know, when you are operating in purpose, all things will come against you to stop your purpose. I feel like purpose in itself is very spiritual. It's very, very spiritual. The minute you start your purpose, the minute you have so many challenges coming against you, but this is to test where you are and to also test your purpose. All right. And then finally, what does your customer profile look like? What kind of customers? Okay. Maybe during this lockdown period, you need to look at your clients or your customers. What is their profile? What is their profile? I say, what do they look like? All right. The kind of customers that your business draws, what does it look like? Okay. So what I would hope to think is that the first thing basically is, you know, if you look at all of these areas, these are the things that if you're on lockdown, okay, this is what you should really be thinking about, should be looking into. And the things coming out of lockdown, you should have an understanding of your business, an understanding of your customer clientele. You must have an understanding of the purpose of your business, or else it won't survive. All right, let me just get my notes here. Just bear with me one. All right, so one of the things I've noticed with the moms in business is that you have a very active WhatsApp group. And I see, and I'm actually involved in the WhatsApp group. So thank you very much, Rose, for getting me involved in the WhatsApp, connecting me and inviting me to the WhatsApp group. You have a very active WhatsApp group, but I sometimes wonder, how is it benefiting? I'm not saying that the WhatsApp group, there's nothing wrong with it, but how is it actually benefiting your business? How is it? I think that's something you need to think about. How is it benefiting your business? Okay, because what I see is a lot of business women who are just posting, okay, but is anyone actually reading? Is anyone actually noticing the businesses of those who are posting? So is it viable? Okay, maybe you want to think about turning the WhatsApp group into something different for your group, and then look for avenues whereby you are now actually selling to your clients and not to business people who are also looking to sell to business people. It's not about that, it's about your clients. All right, so let's assume now that, you know, you're about to come out of lockdown, okay? And the whole idea, sorry, I'm just drinking water. The whole idea basically is now to come out of lockdown so that you can now begin to upscale your business, move forward in it. What do I mean by upscale? What do I mean by upscaling? Okay, let me just find out the meaning of upscaling. I did find it out, but upscaling. Okay, so upscaling means the action of increasing the size or improving the quality of something. Okay, the action of increasing the size or improving the quality of something. And at this point, you know, let us look at how are you improving the quality of your business, the quality of your service, the quality of your product, the quality of whatever it is you're selling. Because, you know, when you go out after lockdown, there must be an actual, I call it je ne sais quoi, you know, a je ne sais quoi. It's like it has to be totally different from what you used to do before. So, you know, how are you improving the quality of what you do? You know, in terms of when I mentioned about the WhatsApp group, and I'm not here to say the WhatsApp group is it's a very good idea, but perhaps it could be changed into something different. You know, is that improving the quality of your business? Okay, so how is your business relevant in the present economical system? You know, how is it relevant? And you know, you have to understand that business before lockdown, or how people did business before lockdown, is not how people are doing business now. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so business before lockdown, and I'm sure many of you would have felt the change. Many of you would have felt the change. Can I please ask you to mute your phones, please? Please mute your phones. Please be kind to us and mute your phones. Okay. All right. How is your business relevant in the present economical system? As I'm sure all of you will know that business before lockdown doesn't look like business after lockdown. Okay, there is a new normal with a lot of things, not just basically you know, obviously this aspect of social distancing, but with everything, there's a new normal. And, you know, everyone during lockdown had to get into technology. You know, I said to you that I lecture a group of women who don't know how to read or write, but they're so eager to learn. And so if they don't know how to read or write, they don't even know how to use the computer. Well, during lockdown, they had to learn how to use the computer. And that, because otherwise they would not be able to attend classes, because but their eagerness wanted them to, you know, made them want to learn and understand how to come into the webinar sessions and take their classes. But now, today, all of these women are so advanced in using webinar. So, you know, there needs to be an aspect of your business that is technologically driven, okay? There needs to be an aspect of your business that is technologically driven. Otherwise, you are going to lose out, okay? Every season, things change, you know? How it was 10 years ago is not how it is now. You know, you've got to be able to be creative in how to be able to deliver your business through technology, how to be able to service your clients through technology, not just only technology, but also how to service your clients. Sorry, guys, if you're coming in, can you please mute your phones? Please mute your phones so that I can actually deliver this, okay? It was my fault. I should have been able to just mute phones at the beginning, but never mind. So what was I saying? So literally, you have to be able, there should be an aspect of your business that should be technologically driven. Not only technologically driven, but also there needs to be that face-to-face as well, because, you know, we're not always going to be on technology. And it's your creative abilities, your creativity that will help you to know how can I introduce a technological side to my business. The next thing is, how do you see it evolving in the future? Okay. How do you see it evolving in the future economically? Your economical systems, all right? So first of all, how is your business relevant in the present economical system? And how do you see it evolving in the future economical system? All right? But when you know how it's relevant now, you will now understand, and you will now be able to discern the time and the season to upscaling. So this is all about upscaling, all right? So let's move into what we understand by upscaling. We said something about upscaling means to improve the quality of something. You know, how are you improving the quality of what you do at this time? How are you improving the quality of what you do at this time? So and it's always nice, you know, as business people, you always have to have a you always have to have a come away. Let's look at how the business is doing. Where is it moving? What direction is it moving in? Okay. Okay, so these are the 5 tips to help you. Well, actually, I put 5 tips, but there's 6 tips actually. 6 tips to help your business upscale. Okay. Oh, honestly. Right, I'm gonna lock it now because I'm gonna have to lock this now. I'm gonna have to lock people coming in. How do I do this? Just bear with me one moment. I don't think I can do it. Okay. Okay, right, so let me see if I can lock meeting. All right, let's move on. Okay, so there are 6 tips. I said I put down 5, but I meant to say 6 tips. 6 tips to help your business upscale. Okay, so the first tip is smart. One of the first things is smart marketing. What do I mean by smart marketing? How do you reach a wider audience? Have you thought about your audience and how you reach your wide? You see, business is about being creative. You have to be running a business and building a business is about being creative. You need to be able to be creative. So in order to get this far, you've had to tell dozens, maybe even hundreds of people about your business. You've sold your services, your products, and your brand successfully until now. So we're not here to tell you, I'm not here to tell you how to talk to your customers, but are you in position to reach a wider audience? Remember we talked about technology? Are you in a position to reach a wider audience? Do you know where to find bigger business? Can you convince people to choose you over your competitors? Marketing your business should be an evolving practice that changes along with your goals, okay? So you need to be able to reach a wider audience of people. And how do you do that? The first thing is you have to analyze your social media. Social media. Are all of you on social media? That's the question I would ask you. Are you all on social media? You know, I've come across people who said to me, oh, I don't think I'm not meant to be on Facebook. I'm not meant to be on Instagram. I'm not meant to be on LinkedIn. If you have a business, you're meant to be on all of those areas, you know, social media. So, you know, do you have a social media following? And also, do you have groups? I have got about 5 groups on social media, 5 groups, all right? And that's because of the need, all right? So social media is an ever-growing database of prospective businesses. And this is one thing, when you go on social media, for example, Facebook, when you set up a group, they have a good way of, you can collect people's emails. Did you know that? When you have emails, you have clients. When you've got emails, you have clients, okay? So use your social media to your advantage. With such a huge audience, you can find new potential customers to target. The more relevant followers you have, the greater credibility you will have when it comes to competing for big businesses. For every social channel and web platform, analytical tools can give you incredibly in-depth information about the demographic of your followers and how they interact with your content. Do you know that you can identify you remember I spoke about when we're talking about resetting for growth, I mentioned about what is the profile of your customers, okay? Well, in social media, you'll be able to identify the demographics of your customers. All right, so that's one, okay? So are you on social media? And if you are on social media, how are you using social media to your advantage? How are you using it to your advantage? Many people now, it's not about just posting something. I mean, it's not just about writing something and posting it. You've got to be able to be relevant with social media. And being relevant with social media actually means going on there, doing some recordings, let them see what you're doing, let them hear you. People always buy by what they see. Okay, people buy by what they see. The next thing is use personal and local influence. Okay, what do I mean by that? One of the greatest advantages you have against your competitors is a chance to forge personal relationships with your target audience. You see, the bigger brands like, all the big organizations, they cannot boast of that. You know, what they'll be saying is that, oh yeah, we look after our audience, our customers. But you, as a small business growing, you can be able to give them that personal touch, that personal influence, okay? So when you're competing against industry leaders, you may not be able to match their prices or logistics, but trust and brand loyalty will generate repeat customers and have them talking about your business. For some small businesses, being local will have a huge impact on brand perception, okay? What does your brand look like? What does your brand perception look like, okay? If there is a market for what you are offering in your local area, you should make that a key focus of your marketing strategy. Your marketing strategy. And also, I wanted to say, going back to when I said, what is the purpose of your business? What have you based your business on? Okay. Whatever you've based your business on is how you will attract the kind of customers you need for your business. For example, you might have 3 hairdressers on one road, on one side road. Yeah, but why would I prefer to go to one particular hairdresser than the other 2? Is because when I go to her, she's not just doing my hair, but she's giving me something extra. All right. She's giving me something extra. And that's why I always like going to her. Maybe it could be how she talks to me. Maybe it could be how she chats. It could be something so simple, whereas the other 2, I just go in, I might see a huge crowd of people waiting, and we're like sheep or flocks waiting to do our hair. But when I go to this hairdresser, she's giving me something extra. It could be the talk. It could be, how she does my hair. It could be, maybe she offers me something to drink. There's something. So what is your personal influence? Okay. People are tiring of corporate takeovers. So it's no wonder local and independent businesses are booming. All right. And don't listen to anybody telling you that small businesses are not booming. This is a time when you will be booming. This is the time when you should be growing. All right. It really is the detailed things. For the small business, it is the detailed things that matter the most. So that's not to say that your customers no longer value competitive pricing and the ease of service that comes with global chains. They do, however, if they can find what they're looking for, support local businesses and receive an outstanding customer experience. The other thing about your local influence is basically, what are your giftings? You need to know your gifting. If you are basically a child of God, you need to know what your gifting is, because you're not just offering a service. All right. I say to people, as a mentor, I'm not just mentoring. I remember when I started mentoring a long time ago, mentoring wasn't the buzzword when I started mentoring. Okay. It was coaching. Everyone was a life coach. And I went into mentoring. And when people started going into mentoring, their mentoring became coaching again. So they were not doing anything unique. They were not doing anything different, but it's your gift that sets you apart. It is your gift in your business that sets you apart, ladies. Okay. So even as you're building your business, what is your gift? Analyze and identify the kind of people that come to you. If I just come to you because I want something from you, and then it doesn't do me anything, and I go somewhere else and I can get the same thing there, then you've lost the customer. Your gift will keep your clients. Your gift will keep your customers, your giftings. Okay. So, if it could be that, for example, like the one about the hairdressing example, people go to the hairdresser, I might want to do my hair. I go there, but really my hairdresser is telling me something about my heart. She's addressing my heart issue. She's dealing with my heart issue because she has a gift. So sometimes your business is not just to set up a business. Your business is to attract people who need your gifting. I hope I'm making myself clear. Your business is to attract people who need your gift. And when you identify what your gift is, I'm telling you, your business, you will have people coming to you all the time, because it will not necessarily be about the business, but it's about your gift. And so they will pay you, they will buy your products because they need your gifting. Okay. So the next one is offer user-friendly e-commerce. Offer user-friendly e-commerce. Selling something, make sure it's accessible to your customers. If you have no clear system for getting your products to them, prospective buyers will go elsewhere. Do you remember I talked about systems? These were things that you needed to be looking at. Your resetting for growth. Okay, I said basically that you need to have a structure and a system by which you're able to provide for your customers. So if you have no clear system for getting your products to them, prospective buyers will go elsewhere. You need to look for your systems, okay? You need to look at your system. How do you, people want their products like tomorrow. You know, when I order something online, I need it like tomorrow. I don't need you telling me we're still waiting to organize how we're going to get it to you. Okay. So what does that system look like? What does that system look like? In February 2017, the UK spent an average of 1 billion a week online. Having a bricks and mortar shop no longer means trouble for small businesses as the online marketplace continues to expand and more shoppers are spending more on their smartphones. Okay. If your business relies on your product sales, consider selling online. Amazon, eBay, and smaller, more niche marketplaces such as Etsy give small retailers access to a whole world of shoppers. Going online with e-commerce puts you in front of a wider audience. However, as technology advances, your customers will become easily frustrated if your systems aren't up to date. Make sure your website and other marketplaces are integrated for a smooth customer experience. So if you are perhaps maybe you need to be able to deliver your services or products, for example, why not connect with maybe one of those big ones? These big organizations have platforms that will help you get your business to people. When I was doing recruitment, because I used to be in human resources, and when I was doing recruitment, I set up my own business as a recruitment consultant, and you know, when I started having temps on my books, I couldn't do with the payment. I couldn't begin to pay these temps every week. So I needed to connect with an organization who would be able to pay these temps. And that way it took away the responsibility from me. They dealt with it and I would pay them at the end of every month. Okay. So look for e-commerce resources that will help you get your products and your services to your prospective buyers. The next one is harness relevant influencers. Harness relevant influencers, okay? What do I mean by that? Social influencers are huge in the fashion and lifestyle sectors, and it's about time other industries looked at harnessing their reach. Working together is mutually beneficial. The brand gains exposure, and the influencers receives free products or services, and sometimes commission or cash incentive too. So to harness the power of social influencers for your business, find accounts that are followed by your target audience. This is crucial. There's no benefit in reaching thousands of followers if they have no interest or need for your product or services. Once you've got a short list of desirable influencers, reach out to them to find out what they want in return for promoting your brand. Look for people who can influence your brand, okay? I basically, you remember I said I have a magazine. I publish a magazine twice in the year. I publish one for autumn and winter, and the other one for spring and summer. But the cover of my magazine is what is important to me, because the cover of my magazine, I give it to a woman who has achieved so much in her life and who is known, okay? So when I put her on the cover of my magazine, then other people who know this woman will be interested in actually reading the magazine and reading what this woman says. Or the magazine is it's called Women Empowering Women Magazine. So I use the women who are on the cover, but not just I use them, it's all about their experience in life, how they can teach the other generations of women coming up, so it's all about that. And so you need to be able to harness relevant influencers. Think about the kind of brands you do, the kind of services you offer or the products you offer. Who are the relevant influencers in your brand? Who are the relevant influencers in that kind of service that you offer? Who are they? Who are they? Make some notes and look at how they can be able to help you to promote what you do. This is well known in the fashion industry. So for example, if I had a new design that I wanted to promote out there, I would look for a fashion, you know, a model who is known and who would come and wear my designs, and then basically go out there, you know, go out there to be able to, as she's wearing it, she might wear it to occasions or to parties, and people will want to know, where is this design you're working at? Where this design you're wearing, where can I get it from? You know, the same can go for foods. Many of you have so many food. I see it on WhatsApp. You've got quite a lot of food brands, you know, shoe brands, you know. These are things that, you know, if you want to go out to get more clients and upscale, look for influencers who are going to be able to carry your brand, Okay. And then finally, the next thing is think big, stay small. What do I mean by think big and stay small? When competing against the big industry names, use your size to your advantage. You may not have the funds, audience, or experience that they do, but you have a far greater opportunity to be agile, okay? And when I see that, for example, I use the example of a car. Let's say, you know those big Range Rover cars, and imagine you're driving a small beetle of a car. You know, you can be able to maneuver through traffic, or even someone on a motorcycle is able to maneuver through traffic the way that someone who's driving a Range Rover will not be able to do. But that's the same thing with your business, okay? Use it to your advantage. You may not have the funds, audience, or experience that they do, but you have far greater opportunity to be agile. As trends emerge, you have the freedom to be far more reactive than your larger competitors, and this is something you should strive to keep as you expand. If you're concerned that your business is too small to impress big potential clients, consider leasing office space in a busy, desirable location, or set up a virtual office for your company address and outsource phone calls. You should also amplify any work you've done for big clients in the past. Most of your clients who are happy, you need them to really, really promote your work, okay? For example, get them to actually do a video of the service that they've got from you and put it on your social media. All right, put it on your social media. Whether you aim to expand or simply take on bigger business opportunities, don't fall into the trap of continuing as you are. Expanding beyond your means without the necessary preparation should be detrimental to your business future. By taking these measures beforehand, you can ensure your business is ready to take new challenges in its stride. So think big, but stay small. Think big as in your ideas, your creativity, okay? Use the bigger people to your advantage. Use people who have used your products, who know your brand to your advantage. Get them coming back. Get them coming back. You know, when you have these people to your advantage, they will be able to promote you because they're very, very happy with your service. And when you have a customer that is happy with your service, I'm telling you, you don't need to shout about your service. You don't need to shout about your service. What you do is they will shout about your service for you. They will shout about your service for you. They will shout it. You know, sometimes I've noticed basically that, you know, yes, we like to do a lot of advertising, but you see, we should be able to delegate our advertising. You don't have to pay money for advertising. You've got social media. You have got, you know, even the adverts on if you are paying for an ad on Facebook, you know, those adverts are not expensive. They're not expensive, but they reach a whole, I've used it. They've reached a whole people. They reach people all over the world, you know, and it works. I'll tell you this, it works. It works. So you need to be able to be creative about your business. You remember I started off saying that we're all in lockdown. Okay, we're coming out of lockdown, but apparently we just heard from the Prime Minister that they're gonna postpone lockdown. They're gonna postpone coming out of lockdown. But the thing is that use this time in lockdown to your advantage, ladies. Get cracking with regards to your creativity. First of all, the things you need to be really relevant about is number one, your purpose, the purpose for your business. Number two, your giftings. Number three, the profile of your clients. What do they look like? My clients will not look like your clients. But when you understand the profile of your clients, you can go anywhere in the world and you will be able to sell, you'll be able to provide a service and provide products because you understand the profile of your clients. Let's see. So things to consider when upscaling. Oh, have I gone back? Okay, things to consider before when upscaling. Okay, this women use their gift, use your gift and skills to build your business and create streams of income. The structure of your business must be built on the future and not on the familiar. Identify the areas in your business for organic growth. If you serve right, your customers will promote you. If you serve right, your customers will promote you. You must have a purpose for your business or else it won't survive, you know, and also remember that your customer has a profile. What does your customer's profile look like? Okay. And that's it really. I thought I would be able to finish it. Oh my gosh, I've just finished. Okay, let me stop sharing. Okay, that's basically it. You know, you can, let me unmute everybody so that we can ask some, I know you might have some questions to ask. Okay, so you can unmute your phones now if you wish to ask questions. You can unmute. I've unmuted you, so you can unmute. Do you have any questions? Okay, I'm gonna, yeah, Rose, I had to lock the meeting because they're coming in was actually being very distractive. I can unlock it now. Just bear with me. Let me find out. Just bear with me one minute. I'm trying to unlock the meeting now. Okay, so they can come in. Have you got any questions at all? Any questions?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
What does a typical day look like for you? Because I've just looked at the amazing things that you're doing, the many hats that you're wearing.
And I have a family as well.
Exactly. How do you create harmony? How do you plan yourself to be on top of all those things and you're not dropping any balls?
Yeah. Yeah, I do quite a lot of things actually, don't I? Sorry, someone just... Okay, yeah, I do quite a lot of things. One of the things, time management. Time management is such an important aspect of what I do, okay? For example, like a typical day, I wake up in the morning. I wake up about 5, sometimes 5 a.m. in the morning to be able to set my day. And sometimes I go to bed at sometimes 2 a.m. in the night. But the place that I feel that needs a lot more help is the Mentoring Group for International Women. And I have leaders in the group who help me to actually organize the women in that group So that's fine. So what I'm doing normally is I'm normally teaching and building up the leaders. My responsibility in that group is to build the leaders, and the leaders now begin to now build up the members. Okay, so that's less of my time. With regards to the teachings, I make sure that I have a schedule with all my teachings. And then, for example, I'm starting the Deborah School of Prophets. That's going to be starting in August. I have lecturers who are going to help me to deliver those programs. So I have to be able to buy into other people. I can't all do it on my own. Yeah, I have to be able to buy into other people, their experience, their gifts, and what have you. And we come together and we work together. And that doesn't mean that the other people don't have their own businesses. They have their own businesses, they have their own whatever. But when we come together, they have something that they can give me. I have something that I can give them. Does that make sense, Lillian?
Yes, it does. It does. Thank you.
When you're growing, you have to be able to connect. That's why it's important to connect with like-minded people who also can help you with what you have, and you can also help them with what they have. Yeah. What do you do, by the way?
Thank you very much.
What is your business? What is your business?
My business is event planning, decor, and design.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. Okay.
Yes, so that is, I believe that's, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
And now that with this today's lesson, I'm going to really get back into what is my purpose, what is my why.
That's right.
How can I, because of the lockdown and all that, because our industry was the first to be affected.
Yes,
and still to date, the gatherings can't happen like they were happening before.
But they can happen online.
Yes.
You see, they can
and
happen
they are
online.
Happening.
Yeah.
Yes, so I have quite a bit of work to do. To just streamline and upscale and all that.
Yes, and the thing is that, and also remember that what you were doing in person, if you can find a way to now do it online, when lockdown is over, you're now offering a service ×2. You understand? Yes, you're going to be going back on the physical, but then you will now be able to. You've now developed an online part of your business.
Yes. Thank you for the insight.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Who else has any questions?
I have a question, Prophetess Annie.
Yes, Apostle Gayleen. So nice.
You did an excellent job. I was taking a lot of notes.
Oh, wow. Praise God.
But the question that I have for you, when you said, what do your clients look like? What is their profile? Can you elaborate on that some more, please?
Okay. So what do your clients look like? Basically, for example, in every industry, there is a different look of a client. Do you understand me? So for example, as a mentor, my clients who come to me will look like people who want to be able to move into their purpose. All right. If you're in the what's the word? In the restaurant industry, looks like people who obviously they enjoy eating food, they enjoy socializing. So every client has a different look. And that's what I mean by what do your clients like? What's the profile of your clients? Okay. Are they, for example, if you're in the women industry, okay, you're looking at women who obviously, why do they come to you? Why do they come to you? Because they need something more? Do they come to you because they feel that there's something you have to offer them in terms of their purpose, in terms of their potential, in terms of setting up a business, helping them to set up a business? Every client has a look, has a profile.
Understood. That's great.
Yeah. And also, let me go on to say further, that is why I mentioned about your gifts, okay? Because, at the end of the day, we're all called to go into the marketplace. Most of us are called to go into the marketplace to be able to reach these clients. But we can't just reach them because, look, what's the difference between me and another mentor helping someone build? What's the difference? There's no difference. They can go to that person because they've been in business for years. I may have just come into business, but they've been in business for years. So why would that person now come to me? Is because I have something extra to offer, which is my gift. I've got a gift to offer. This client could be someone who needs more than just the product that they see.
Awesome.
So what I, you know, one of the nuggets I would actually encourage you women to really think about is, think about your clients and think about what else are they able to do? What do they look like? You know, discuss with your clients. What else is bothering them? Sometimes we don't have time talking to our clients. Most clients have issues that they need solving. They may come to you and do an event. They may come to you and do an event. They may come to you and buy something, but there's something else that they have bothering them. Something else that they have that they think that you may not be able to help. But if you discuss with your clients, you'll get to know more about your clients, and you'll now understand there's a pattern. Clients come, the kind of clients you come are like pattern. There's a pattern. Study your clients. There's a pattern about your client, the background, where they're coming from, you know, and you'll be surprised why they've been sent to you. Why do they come to you? Sometimes clients don't come to you just because you're offering this. They come to you because there's something more you're doing. And that's where your gift comes in. Any other questions? I've got Perline that's coming with me now. So, sorry, Perline, I had to lock it because there was so many people coming in and it was disrupting my class. So any other questions? I want questions. Come on, guys. Please don't feel shy to ask questions. I know you must have some questions. One of the things about your WhatsApp group, I'm going to bring Rose in at this point. Rose, can you tell me a bit about the WhatsApp group? What is the whole purpose of the WhatsApp group?
Okay, the WhatsApp group follows the theme of these moms in business. It is the purpose of creating the moms in business was to have the women connect, network, share, and support one another's entrepreneurial journey. So we had the WhatsApp group fine, but it didn't have very many women. So with the lockdown, realized that there was limited movement and limited interaction for the women. And also probably they also needed to have some psychological support and also need people to deliver goods for them at their homes. Let's say the groceries and just daily provisions.
Okay, so the WhatsApp group is where you use where each one can buy into the other person's services and products. Right, okay.
Service and products. And you have a telephone contact, they can call and you can deliver to their homes because there's limited movement. People don't want to interact. There are no social gatherings. And you don't want to walk around, go to the market and go to the shops like you used to. Yeah. And you still need certain products and services. How do you get them?
Right.
So when you open the WhatsApp group, and the women also were looking for the mumpreneurs. They're not women. We call ourselves moms in business, looking for avenues of how to continue their business during the COVID period. The way now they used to work pre-COVID period. How do they still continue doing business and servicing their clients? So the WhatsApp group provided an avenue where we could do that. People could buy, people could sell.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay. So now we could do also the way now we are doing a webinar. We could still go on with the forums because the moms in business used to organize forums of different industries for the mompreneurs. So we felt also we still could do the webinars and get the moms to come together easily because you have telephone numbers, you're able to communicate through the WhatsApp group, tell them on this date we're having this webinar, you're able to, what do you call it? You're able to mobilize them to attend them.
Right.
Our webinars we organize.
Okay. Now I understand that. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. You know, and I would understand that because during the lockdown, it's nice to know who in the group can help them with their services and who in the group can help them with the products. Okay, right. Okay. Any questions? Any? Gosh, you guys need to have some questions.
I don't have a question. I have a comment in what you said. You mentioned that it's about building for generations, you know, of being business people. It's important that we are building for generation to come. That is very important. You know, even as we look around in some families, you see that families have just so blessed, and when you trace it back, it comes from maybe their grandparents were wealthy people in business, and that came down through the generations. So it's important that we build for generations to come.
That's right. It's important. Your business must have a purpose, okay? Okay, I see your hand. Your business must have a purpose. And the reason why I say that is because whenever you come through any obstacles in your business, it's not going to keep you out. It's not going to keep you out. It's going to keep you moving forward regardless, because there is a vision for your business. There's a vision, okay? Thank you very much for making that observation, Apostle Galen. Dorothea Kangai, your hand is up.
Yes, thank you. My question is,
Yes?
how do you deal with, for example, a client who got disappointed maybe by your product? Yes, you did your best. So maybe, for example, I supply shoes and bags. Yes, for example, you supply that shoe, and then at some point you are not so pleased by the shoe. It didn't meet the expectations they would love, they expected. How do you really deal with them to just them come on board again?
Okay, so let me just show you what I meant by that, because it's here, you know, basically the product and the structure and the system. And so where do you get your shoes and bags from? You know, quality is one of the most important aspects of upscaling your business, okay? Because we talked about growth in the beginning, resetting for growth, but then quality is an aspect. Quality, sorry. Okay, someone is talking. Can I get you to mute your phone if you're talking in the background? Okay. Okay, so what I said was quality is one of the, if you're upscaling for growth, okay, if you're upscaling your business, you need to look at where your quality is coming from. Where are your products coming from? Have you really studied and investigated how they do their shoes and bags? And also the kind of clients that are coming to buy your shoes and bags, what do they want the most? What are they looking for when they come to you? Are they looking for quality, or are they looking for comfort? What are they looking for? Sometimes it's nice also, this is nice for you to do like a market research or a questionnaire on your clients to find out, are you serving them correctly? Is there something more they need from you? And what does that look like? So if you're getting your shoes and bags from another supplier, which I think, are you making your shoes and bags? Are you making your shoes and bags, or are you getting them from another supplier?
I get them from another supplier, not me. I don't make them myself.
Okay, so the thing is, you want to now find out from that supplier where they get their quality from, and because you are a client to that supplier. So if you get the wrong thing, then you're going to sell the wrong thing. And when you sell the wrong thing, not your client, not the person where you're getting your shoes and bags from, but your client is not going to come back to you. So you are a customer to that supplier. So you want to find out from that supplier, you want to investigate where do they get their products from, number one. And number two, what are you actually looking for? What is your purpose? Is your vision to just sell shoes and bags, or is your vision to sell quality shoes and bags? Yeah? Yes, Dorothea?
Yes, I get you very well.
Yeah, so you have to go back to the drawing board, go back to the beginning, go back to the root issue. The root issue is where you get your own quality from. What do you want to provide? If you're providing shoes and bags, for what reason? Is it that you're looking for clients because you want to provide another service? If clients come to you to buy a shoe and bag from you, is there something else you're providing for them? Is there another service you're giving them? And when I say that, where's your gift, your gifting? Yeah, it could be that you want to be able to help them in a different way. So when they come to get the shoes and bags from you, there's something else you're offering them, okay? But if that's the case, if it's not that, then you have to now find out why are you doing this? Is it because you want to make money, or is it because you're building a business? Let me say this to you guys. Building a business and making money are two different things. Okay? Building a business and making money are two different things. When you're building a business, you're not looking at how can I make money today? That's not what you're looking at. Okay? You're looking at your next generation. You're preparing the business. You're preparing to hand over. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So you're preparing to hand over something for your generation. You see that I don't want my child or my son or my daughter to work for anybody else. I want them to be able to, I want to be able to hand this thing to them, because I know that this is what their purpose, or this is the purpose that they have as well. So you're not looking at making money today. So those of you who are building a business, yeah, there's sometimes when you're going to have to work to make money for yourself, to tide yourself over part-time. Yeah. And there are times when you're not going to be able to make profits. Why? Because you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about the future. But if you're just making money, then you're not necessarily going to be looking at quality. You're not going to be looking, you're just going to be looking at daily income. So then if that's the case, then that's not being purposeful. That is just making money. That's all.
Hello, Jackie. I was thinking probably you could take the moms or the ladies through the Women Empowering Women magazine. What is it all about? How often do you print in a year?
Yeah, before you came on, Rose, we talked about that. Okay. Well, if you want me, I can do it again for those who've just come in. In the beginning, I mentioned that I also am a publisher of a magazine called Women Empowering Women magazine, and it's published twice a year, spring and summer, autumn and winter. And the whole idea, in fact, let me tell you, in fact, you know, Rose, you did right. Let me tell you about the reason how this came out, and there's a lesson here to learn for everybody. How the magazine started was when I had my first program in the community in England, in Britain. I had my first program, and when the program finished after a year, many of the women wanted to know, how do they get in touch with me about the events that I organize? And so I started to do a newsletter, and the newsletter was to go around everybody, because after the courses, they're no longer connected to me. So the newsletter will go around everybody, and they will know what is happening in Empowered Women. That was my business at the time, my company at the time, Organization Empowered Women. And so the newsletter, I was very consistent. I was very, very consistent with the newsletter. And in the consistency, there's one day I felt, you know what, the newsletter is growing and growing and growing. It looks like a book. And you know, newsletters don't look like books. Newsletters just 2 pages. Newsletter is just 2 pages, you know? So because of that, I thought, you know, the creativity, I thought, let me start a magazine. Let me start a magazine for women. And I started this magazine, and, you know, it now began to become so phenomenal because I had someone who would be able to put it together. You know, why do I say that? I say that because I was consistent. Most of you who are business minded, you have to be consistent, you know, be consistent. Even as I've been doing the magazine now for 5 years, 5 years. Before it was free, it will be free, but now I charge because I feel like I'm confident enough to charge. One of the things about especially Black women, we find it difficult to charge for our services. Did you understand? We find it very difficult to charge for our services. And that's something that we have to come away from. If you have a good service, charge. Charge for your service, be confident. So as I did the magazine, I was confident in the stories that come out, confident in the writers and the contributors. And I felt, no, I'm going to start charging. And so I charge online. And then also, if you want a copy, I also charge for a copy as well, for you to get a copy. And the good thing is that, you know, Rose is going to be sending me, Rose will be sending me some women. There are going to be some women that I'd like to feature in the magazine from you mums in business, you mumpreneurs, you mumpreneurs. I'd like to feature some of you in the magazine. It's going to be amazing that you guys are going to be featured in a magazine in England, you know, so that people get to know your services and what have you. So that would be great, you know. So that was how the magazine came about. It was because of consistency, you know. Let me see if I can show you my screen and show you the amount of magazines I've done. It would be nice to show you that. Let me see if I can do that. Let me go in. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to open up, because we've been doing it for over 5 years, and consistency in business is a phenomenal thing, because sometimes you can get bored. If you get bored, it means that it's not something you're meant to do. So these are all the magazines, ladies. These are all the magazines that I have done, and there's more. Okay, I've interviewed quite a few women, you know, and so that's why I said the cover has to go to someone who is known, because that's what buys in. Remember, I talked about influencers. You need influencers to be able to sell your brand. That's a given in business. So that's quite a few I've done, you know, and so. Okay, so let's see if there's any more questions. Let's just see. Are there any more questions? Okay, let me check the chat. Okay, well, I have my friend. I want to introduce my friend, Apostle Gayleen is here, and she said, I'm so excited to connect with the women from Kenya. I'm from the Bahamas now, living in Jacksonville for 13 years. I'm coming to your country with Prophetess Jacqueline. Yes, we're coming to Kenya.
Yes.
And I'm going to be bringing some of my leaders as well. Perline, I've got Perline here also, who is one of my leaders in the group. Perline, do you want to tell the ladies what you do? Are you there, Perline?
Yes. Hello, ladies. So nice to see all of your beautiful faces. I just absolutely love the array of beauty that has been presented on this platform. So thank you for having me, Jacqueline. Such a pleasure to be here. Nice to see everyone's face. So what I do, I am an executive recruiter with a major cosmetic company here in the United States. You all may have heard of Mary Kay Cosmetics. And that is where I work. I've been with the company for 32 years, and I am just excited to enrich women's lives, you know. And Jacqueline is absolutely right, as well as Apostle Gayleen. It's not about us right now. We really have to put stepping stones and things in place for our future generations.
That's right.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would love to hand all of this to my daughters when they grow up.
Absolutely.
You know, when they're older. You know.
Yeah.
So Perline lives in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
I'm in the United Kingdom. Perline is one of my leaders in the group. Apostle is a friend of mine, and she's in Jacksonville in Florida. You know, so isn't it amazing how technology can bring all of us together? And so that's the same thing. You guys have that ability to connect, you know, and what we'd love to do with the help of Rose, of course, what we'd love to do is come to Uganda and really be able to empower you women in your business. I know quite a few women who are able to do this with me. And so I'm looking forward to it at some point.
We're in Kenya, Jackie, not Uganda.
Sorry, you get Kenya. I mean, did I say Uganda? I'm so sorry. I meant Kenya. I meant Kenya. Kenya is a beautiful place. Yeah. Any other? So do you all have sort of like a model for your business? Why don't you kind of tell me what you do? I'm gonna ask. I know what Lillian does. Rose Njogu. Rose Njogu, what do you do? You can unmute your phone.
How are you?
I'm fine, my dear.
You have put some fire under me.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much.
Yes. I do African, I do ponchos and African and love African.
Oh, bless you.
Can you hear me?
No.
Rose makes ponchos.
Thank you, Dorothea.
But Rose Jogu makes ponchos.
Oh, ponchos.
Yes,
Oh, that's
ponchos.
Wonderful. Ponchos.
She makes and sells ponchos. Yes.
That's like what you put it on your like a poncho.
Yes, with an African theme.
Ah.
And yes, and gifts. So sometimes you look for gifts you want to give people for your birthday, for Christmas, and you don't have. Yes, so I'm among the people who are writing an article in your magazine.
Yeah, I think I've seen your face.
Yes.
Yeah. Ponchos are nice. And so you're into dressing up women?
Yes.
Okay. So you see, so I want to say to you, permit me in saying this, because you're into dressing up women, it is possible that you also have a gift in you to empower women as well. You see, because you're drawn to dressing up women, so you also have a gift to empower other women. And sometimes your ponchos could be a camouflage to get the women to you so that you can empower them.
Yes. All right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So the more you understand how you're going to empower them, the more you have more clients and more ideas.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. What about this one? I don't know, I don't have your name, but sorry. I don't know the name. Sometimes DLG, this one. Oh, I don't have the name. Okay, Lydia. Esther Kilonzo. Hi, Esther. What do you do?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Rose, would you mind muting your phone, please? Please mute your phone. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. Okay, Esther Kilonzo.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you for that talk. It was very enlightening. And I'm one of those people who maybe have benefited a lot from this. What I do. I'll tell you a little bit of my background. I worked for British Airways for 20 years. We just
British Airways.
Yes, so we closed the office in 2018, and I didn't know what to do. So because I had the tickets, I could travel. So I was running a boutique from the house. So that's what I'm doing. I have a store somewhere in Nairobi. And that's what I've been doing before COVID. So of course now people are not buying clothes. So I opted to do something totally different. So I'm into food, selling fresh food. You must have seen one of my
I think
WhatsApp. Fresh drops. Yeah, I had to think fast and see what else is going to make me, remain afloat. So that is what I'm doing now. So when you were giving us this talk, I was wondering, this food line that I'm interested in continuing to do it. And I don't know whether after COVID, if things will still remain the same. I don't know if I should hold both of them or should I, because back in my mind, I was still thinking, oh, I should still go back to employment. So I'm still torn in, you know, I don't know what to do, but the traveling bit I really like a lot. The traveling bit I do, yeah. And I don't think I want to let go of the boutique thing because I already built a clientele. And I had the clientele that believed in me. They wanted something to dress to the office, to a wedding, to whatever function they would get from me. And they were satisfied. It's just that at the moment, people are not looking at that. So I don't know how I can still remain relevant.
So people are not looking at that because they're not obviously going to the office right now.
Functions,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But then you set up a foods industry. What kind of foods do you promote?
It's vegetables and fruits, fresh. Everything is fresh sold.
Okay. So why fresh?
Because here in Africa, people prefer fresh foods, and it was easy for me to get because I was getting supplies from up country, from a different town where they grow a lot of food. And I decided to do that because a lot of people didn't go out, the elderly didn't go out. So I thought of maybe why don't I supply to people who are not able to go out? People with small kids, they're not able to go out, elderly, you're not able to go, or even people who have, you know, they're sick and they're not able to go out. So that is why I decided to do that.
Okay, so the reason why I asked you the question was because the aspect of fresh, many people want the freshness of the food. Is it like fruits and vegetables? So you could start doing a blog. What you could do is, because everyone is into healthy eating, especially in this country, people are into healthy eating. So you might want to expand on healthy eating in terms of the health benefits of healthy eating. The more you start doing, because someone like you would need to be able to now start showing by using a blog, by blogging about healthy eating, fresh foods, fresh vegetables, what does it give to the human anatomy and what have you. You will have more people coming because of your fresh foods. Do you understand me? So it's a benefit. So because you supply that, you have to be able to now diversify into how do you get people to understand? Writing blogs, you know what I mean by a blog? Like articles on fresh foods and why fresh foods are important at this time, especially during lockdown, especially during the pandemic. You know, you have people want to start eating healthy. They want to start eating healthy. So the more you do that, the more you'll have a bigger clientele. Do you understand? Number one. Number two, obviously the benefits of the elderly, you know, the elderly people, they need obviously freshness. And then don't get rid of your boutique. No, your boutique is there for a reason. You can diversify with your boutique, because when people start to go back to work again, your boutique will be needed. But what I would encourage you or suggest you to do is look for an avenue where it's providing for the community as well. You have women who obviously want to start a job. You have women who've never been to work and they want to now look the parts. You can do parties or networking evenings whereby you can do a dress up. What does this, if you're going to the office, what does this look like? If you're going to a party, what does this look like? So doing different things. Do you understand? That way you're opening up opportunities for other people. And you're creating a clientele of women who now understand what it's like to dress up, women who want to go back into employment. What does dressing up looking like an interview? What does that look like? You know, and then you now diversify into career development.
Well, thank you so much for that. I mean, very interesting. I hadn't thought of that line of being a blogger, but very interesting. I will definitely pursue to that one.
The pandemic is a good opportunity for you to take advantage of healthy eating.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jacqueline.
You're welcome. Patricia. Patricia, are you there? I know some of you might be shy, and I'm not looking to put you on the spot, but I really would like to know about your business. Immaculate, anyone can unmute and talk to me. Immaculate. Immaculate, hi. And maybe she might not be able to talk. It could be bandwidth. You can write it if you can't talk. Dorcas? Come on, guys, we're businesswomen. Businesswomen do not shy away. Businesswomen talk. I mean, we talk, yeah? Businesswomen talk. Businesswomen talk. Come on now. This is the time. Okay, great. Nikisa. Go ahead, talk to me. Nekesa, yes. Beautiful name, Nekesa. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it means harvest.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, so tell me about your business. What do you do?
So I sell fabrics. I import fabrics from West Africa, specifically Ghana, and then I sell them here. But also I partner with the local designers. I work with a few so that in case my clientele wants to have stitched outfits, then we can be able to have them stitched, at least in terms of the quality of stitching. So I work with very few, one here in Kenya and one in Uganda. So I work with 2 tailors. It has been tough during the COVID times, but the business, let me try and put a video. So the business has changed, and we haven't been able to import fabrics from Ghana. But what we did is that we switched immediately into stitching masks, cloth masks.
Yeah.
So we were among the first people to push in terms of getting the standards for cloth masks in Kenya. And we managed that after a very big struggle with the Kenya Bureau of Standards. But we're able to do that. So what we've been doing is mostly stitching the cloth masks, working on new designs, just to keep the business afloat. We had big plans for this year, but things just changed. But
where's she gone? Okay, Nekesa, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
yeah, go ahead.
So we took advantage of the COVID in a good way. It could have been bad, but we took it in a good way. So we were able to just improve on the fabrics that we had and turn them into masks. So that's what we were doing. But also apart from that, it has pushed some of us to think about alternatives. I know the lady from British Airways talking about going back to employment. That's something else that I've also actually considered. Professionally, I'm an agriculturist. Oh. So yeah, so I've had to go back because first there's the issue of sustainability. Not that I'll drop my business, but now I'll have to shelve it and probably put it as a side hustle, not as my main hustle. But I still look at it as an advantage to probably expand my business. The plans that I had, maybe now I can implement them slowly. By 2021, then they should be now stable, at least to the level I wanted.
But can I ask you something? What was your purpose of going into the stitching business? What was the purpose there?
There was a gap. Like the fabrics we get from Ghana are not cheap, but they're also of high quality. So there's the issue of women who don't want to just buy a piece of fabric and then they take it out to a tailor and then it's stitched in a very, in a way that they're not happy. So I decided within the company that we needed to get tailors we can work with. So we started with buying cheap fabrics to test with the tailors that we could work with, and we ended up with 2. So those are the ones that we work with. One in Kenya, one in Uganda. So if we get any client, then we are able to take measurements, because I've learned how to take measurements. I take measurements and then we discuss the designs with the customers. Then I'm able to send it to the tailors for stitching, and then I deliver.
Well, my question, and I hear everything you're doing, and it sounds really, really involved. But what is the purpose? You see, when I talk about purpose, and I think a lot of you have missed what I've just said about that area. You see, there is doing a business for just doing a business and making money. And there's doing a business because you want to obviously achieve a purpose through the business. And the purpose goes beyond you, which means that even after you're gone, the business still continues. There's a purpose behind your business. So what is the purpose of doing the stitching for what is that? What is the purpose? Because as women, we're building up a generation of children, So what is your purpose for doing that?
It's to ensure that the quality is maintained. For me, it's about quality. I don't have to necessarily make money out of it, but just to ensure that my customers are also happy, that they've bought a fabric from me that is of quality, because I really value quality and uniqueness and executiveness. That's the kind of,
Excellent.
stuff.
Excellent.
Then if they're able to get something quality out of it and something very unique out of it, then I'm happy with that.
Then you see, so therefore your purpose is all about excellence and quality. So regardless of, and maybe you like material, and you can find a job in that area, and you can be able to now, as you creatively, you can think about ways of how you can now build a business that quality in through that quality in fabric, okay? And so it's being creative about diversifying your quality and your excellence in fabric. Because right now it's the stitching, but there's a lot more. And I really wish that you'd be able to engage more, because you're going to find a business opportunity.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, because the overall goal in the end of, say, whatever I want to do, because I don't do the stitching. I'm more in the fabrics. So the stitching is just to make sure that my customers are getting quality outfits from whatever I'm selling to them.
Yeah, I understand.
But in the end of everything, I want to bring together, like have a fabric supermarket, so that if they think about fabrics, they think about my brand.
Yeah.
If someone thinks about fabrics, they think about my brand. And I want to have something that people can walk in, just do shopping for fabric, any type of high quality. Yeah.
I totally. That's quite unique. What you're doing is very, very unique. And I pray that you find even the depth of what you're doing, and to be able to diversify into other things with fabric, but well done.
I hope I can be able to make my own and print locally if we can
that's what I'm thinking, and it's possible. It's very possible. And also from the technological point, you can look at how to put fabric together technologically, how to bring it together. There's something in that. I've seen it before. So well done. That's good. Oh, what you see? What you see? Right. Okay. Wonderful. Well, so beautiful, so lovely to meet you. So lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay. Nzisa Oshola.
Nisa.
Nzisa.
Nzisa Ochola. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, great. So it's really, really nice to have had you on this platform. And thank you, Rose, so much for planning all this. I'm a mother of two, a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. I'm a homeschooler. Prior to the whole situation, I was still homeschooling them. So it's actually a calling.
Well
and
done.
I'm also, thank you.
Calling.
And I'm a designer.
Calling. Oh, a designer.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So before I got I do fashion accessories, bags and jewelry. Which I had taken a break, and I've noticed something in my life. I'm a Christian also, that I have a 7-year gap season in my life that I'm trying to understand. But I took a break when I got the first girl, the first daughter, and I thought I thought I had quit, but later I realized that I had taken a break. So I'm just slowly getting back into it. We run an events company with my husband, but my passion is in fashion accessories. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So really, your passion is fashion. So you do all the different types of like earrings and bangles and stuff like that?
And bags. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what's the idea behind it? What's the purpose behind it?
I'm very eclectic in style, and I love to mix styles in form of material. So I'll pick West African bead, for example, if I was making jewelry, and pick something extremely modern like a crystal and try and fit that together. So, and I also like to do just eccentric one-off pieces, but I'd push it to like 5 pieces. And then when I was doing bags, and I'm still yet to get back to bags, but I'd use what you call pleather to try and bridge the gap in terms of, you know, like you want a bag, but you don't want to spend too much money on, you know, like pure leather. So like an in-between of a very colorful but classic bag. And yeah, and people really loved them. But yeah, I'd say my style is very eccentric.
Lovely. And as you're speaking, what I hear is that you're really called to teach other women how to do that.
Oh, interesting.
I see you have that gift to teach other women. And you see, there are women who obviously have never ever done anything like that. But when you teach them how to do something, they become empowered. And
Yes.
to them, it's amazing. They begin to shine like flowers.
Yes.
The best part of them comes out.
Yes, yes.
I do see you teaching women. I do see that.
Yeah.
I see you teaching women how to do those accessories, but I also see a big business in that. I see you having such, like, it's a brand.
Yes.
It's a brand, and I see that going so many places.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You understand? I see it's a brand, and I see it going so many places. But I see the women that you're teaching. I see this big organization. It's a factory, and it's basically the women that you're teaching are now be able to produce these accessories, and they're going abroad. They're going everywhere.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm trying to write that down quickly before I forget, but I hear you.
That's what I see when you you teaching. And as you teach, you're now, it's like you're raising up labor. Yeah, labor. I see you providing labor. I see you teaching, but not only that, you're paying for labor. You know,
okay.
You're employing labor. I see that.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's a very good pointer. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll pray. I'll pray about it and see how I can begin this.
Well, it's something. There's something there, but you know, it's something. These processes happen. They don't happen overnight. It continues.
Yeah.
It's ongoing. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will piece itself in. Yeah.
One of my leaders, Perlene, was telling me, Rose, that it also seems like there's a need for budgeting, financial budgeting.
Yes.
Learning how to budget yourself even through this period of time. Perlene, do you want to say what you mean?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jacqueline. Just from listening to all these dynamic women's businesses, I'm just so excited. This is awesome. But it also sounds like, you know, when you have a business, as we do, we need to make sure that we have a good budget in place. So kind of like what Jacqueline was saying, you know, when you want to make sure that you have not only resources for today, but tomorrow and future generations. So you may have to split your money in 3s. 1, to make sure that you always will have the resources to replenish your supplies, whether it's your fabric or whatever, you know, whatever you're doing to make your ponchos or your jewelry or, you know, whatever your business is. The other is to make sure that you have a operating budget, meaning operating budget. Okay, so if you are in a factory, or even in your home, to make sure that your lights stay on, that you have your phone bill is always paid. So that is like an operating budget. The other part of that, of course, is to pay yourself. And again, you may not be able to pay yourself an enormous amount, but you certainly need to make sure that you have things to sustain yourself as well. So that's what I mean by budget. As opposed to everything you make, it shouldn't all go back into your business, because of course, if it all goes back into your business and you don't, when I say business, like operating, to make sure you have your resources, but if you are not having enough nourishment to make sure that you're healthy, that you are healthy, that you can work the extended amount of time sometimes that's required when you are a business owner. That balance is so important, but a budget is important as well. So I just wanted to make sure if there were any questions that Jacqueline would be able to answer those questions for you ladies. If it's not a concern, great. But that is just truly something as a business owner that we all should be mindful of.
Rose, do you think that's something that the women might need on another occasion as opposed to now? Do you think they might need that?
I think so. Budgeting is an integral part of running a business. So if we do something on money management, I think it will be beneficial to the women, to the mompreneurs. They're not the moms in business, the mompreneurs.
Let's call them mompreneurs. They're mompreneurs. There's something in a word, you know. So so what I would do is I'll let Perline deliver this at some point. So, you know, we'll come back to you with a day and the time when she can deliver this.
Yes.
Perline, is that okay with you?
Yes, we'll
certainly
look at schedules.
Come back to her with the time or at the date, or she will come back to me with
No, you let us. I mean,
it's within August.
If you let us know, because you know what how the women are busy or how they're available, you know their available time. So come back to us with maybe a three kind of dates, and then Perline, I won't be doing it, but you know, Perline will be the one to deliver this to the women. Is that all right?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, all right. So I really wanted to go through everyone, but you know, I know we kind of set up till 9 o'clock. It's almost 9 o'clock now, 9 p.m. over there. But I wanted to hear from someone else. Can I hear from Celestine? Are you there, Celestine? Celestina. Okay, Celestina, you raised your hand. Okay, so do you want to talk? Let's see. Yeah, Nikesa said the budgeting would definitely. Yeah.
Hello,
Celestina. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Dorothea, I'm going to answer your question after Celestina, okay? Go on. Yeah, I'm fine, Celestina.
Thank you very much. I have learned a lot.
Oh,
I'm
wonderful.
so great. Yeah, I'm a graphic designer by profession.
Graphic designer. Wow. Okay, wonderful. Yeah. You guys are always in business.
Not really. After COVID happened, there was a break because mostly I do graphics for conferences. For events, especially for the universities and such.
Okay.
So
okay.
A bit of, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So how is it going now that everyone is not doing events, but they're doing online events? Do they still need you?
Yeah, actually there was a break, but then after that, now everyone is starting a business. Apparently, so people are asking for brochures, logos, and all that.
That's wonderful. So you're in business then.
I'm back.
So is this your full-time business?
My what? Sorry?
Is this a full-time business for you? You're not doing anything else?
Yes, it is. It is. I was employed for some years. Then I quit because of my babies. I'm a mother of 7. So I started working from home.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Great. That's powerful. You are a strong woman. And
thank you. Grace of God.
That is wonderful, wonderful. So, you know, I mean, graphic design is always in need, you know, and people like do websites, and you also do blogs as well, you know. So you know, don't limit. Listen, Celestina, don't limit yourself to people in that you know, but you can go international. People need to know about you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
People in America need to come to you and say, can you do this leaflet for me, this flyer to me? I need to come. You understand? So don't limit yourself to just local. But also, I think what you need is also to have a vision of why you do what you do. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It could be that you're helping small businesses upscale, so that when you promote them through your graphic design, then they will upscale. Okay?
Yes.
So yeah.
Actually, that's what I've been doing. And then last year, I also thought of, I had a challenge with the house helps and help. Okay. So I had a washing machine at home, but it wasn't giving me that enough service. So again, I thought of starting a laundry to help mothers who may have the same challenge.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful. Wow.
It's a very new thing in Kenya.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, laundromat.
But that's good because you've now bought into a niche.
Yes,
And washing, you're helping women now be able to have a laundry service. So that's good. And so I get the impression that a lot of the women in this forum are very much into building other women up. And I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, well done. Well done. And
thank you.
Yeah, and if I have any ideas about new small businesses that need services, I'm gonna think about you.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline.
You're welcome, my dear. You're welcome. So Dorothea said, how can I balance between building business and making money, especially now that I'm starting? Okay, so this is what Perline was talking about, about building business and making money, especially now. The thing is, and that was one of my things as well, starting a business and doing what I'm doing and making money. But I had to really, again, it's your gifting. Your gifting will make room for you. And what happened with me is that I started to work part-time. Working part-time to be able to kind of work my business helped me a lot, okay? And also you need to know that it's not about you making, you've got to be working on your business, but you've got to find the stretch, you've got to find the what's the word? You've got to find the balance between doing a job because you need the money and starting your business, So you have to, again, put a budget in place. How much do you need? How much is your overheads? And then that could be your part-time job. And then while you're doing your business, Dorothea, if you're still there. Okay, Perline, do you want to, there could be something you also have to add as well.
Jacqueline, I think right now it would be great if the women would put together some questions, what are their concerns are besides having a flourishing business, because sometimes we as women, we can't, even though we multitask, but we can get so focused on one thing and the other thing kind of falls through the gap, if you will. Yeah, and so, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go on, Perline.
Oh, okay. And so I think that would be really helpful for the women just to really think about, prior to us setting a time, what would be the most thing that they really want to learn in reference to their budget, number one, and then two, how to truly balance all. Because we all have 24 hours in a day, but we sometimes don't use our time as wisely as we should. We go and we as women, we burn out. And because we have families and working a business, if we burn out, then there's no one else there to do what we do. So
true. So that's a good idea. So when we come back again to do this on budgeting and money management, what I would love all of you women to do, if you can you write down the things, make a note of what troubles you about building a business, okay? What really troubles you? What are your fears and whatever about building a business? All right? Can we do that? And I don't think Rose, are you here? Is Rose left? Okay. All right. So that's what so if I can ask you to write down, and then we're going to come back, Perline and myself, we're going to come back and we're going to deliver the next part of this, which is money management, and also answer your questions about fears of building a business. Okay? What are the fears you have? Okay? Are there any questions? I'm gonna end it here, because obviously I know it's 9 p.m. in Kenya. It's 7 p.m. here. So I'm gonna end it here, but thank you so much, all of you, for being part of this, and I really appreciate seeing you, speaking to you. I'm sorry I wasn't able to speak to everybody, but I'm gonna hopefully get that chance next time, myself and Perline. Okay, well, thank you very much. This is recorded, so I'm happy to give the recording to Rose, and she will send it to all of you. That way you can watch. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Rose. Bye. Bye, Esther. Bye. Bye, Dorcas.
Bye, beautiful women.
Bye-bye, Dorothea. Bye. All of you. Bye. Bye, Lyndon.
Bye. Bye, ladies.
Bye, Patricia. Bye. Okay.